You're listening to The Big V, only on Blast.
This is an emergency broadcast. Emergency broadcast.
This is Pole Position.
Under the UK system of government, political parties strive to win as many constituency elections as possible. If one party is able to win more than half the seats in the House of Commons, that's at least 326 seats, then its leader gets to become Prime Minister and form a government. All other parties become the opposition. The party that wins the second largest number of seats becomes the main opposition party, and its leader is known as the Leader of the Opposition.
For a government to put its election promises into action, it needs the approval of a majority of MPs in the House of Commons. By winning a majority of the seats in the Commons, a political party can be confident it will have enough support for its ideas and plans during votes.
Candidates and parties campaign until polling day. Then it's up to citizens to make up their minds. Every eligible resident gets to cast one vote for a candidate in their local constituency. The candidate with the most votes becomes the local Member of Parliament or MP for that area. He or she will represent everyone in the constituency in the House of Commons.
Under the Local Government Act of 1989, the function of local government is very broad. Section 1 and Section 3A of the Act state that local government's purpose is to ensure the peace, order and good governance of their municipalities. Essentially, each council makes its own decisions based on its collective beliefs, the advice it receives, various financial considerations, legislative powers and so on.
Under this system of electing representatives, every citizen gets one vote and the candidate with the most votes wins. The system is known as first past the post.
In the 2000 general elections, however, no single party won more than half the seats in the House of Commons. The Conservative Party, led by David Cameron, won the most with 306. The Labour Party, led by Gordon Brown, came second with 258. The Liberal Democrats came third with 57 seats. This election result is known as a hung parliament, where no single party is able to claim more than half the seats in the Commons.
So what happens in the case of a hung parliament? There are two main possibilities.
Two or more parties can agree to work together to govern the country, or the party with the most seats can also try to govern with a minority of seats in the Commons. If the party can't get enough support on an important vote, however, it risks defeat, which may force another general election sooner rather than later.
In the 2010 election, after several days of negotiations, Liberal Democrat leader Nick Clegg and Conservative leader David Cameron agreed their parties would work together. By joining forces, the two parties combined have a majority of seats in the House of Commons, enough to form a government. This is called a coalition government.
We live in a democracy. We have the right to vote for whoever we want to in free and fair elections, but many other countries do not allow its citizens this right.
Voting gives the government legitimacy, meaning they have the people's support to make decisions.
The more young people vote, the more likely politicians are to make policies that benefit us. Every vote is important, so many politicians are inclined to try and do as much as they can to help and win your vote.
Voting gives you the power to choose how the UK is run. If you have a complaint about the way the country is being run, voting is a way you can make a change, and you can also choose a candidate to suit your views.
Even if you live in a safe seat, voting is important. Living in a safe seat constituency doesn't mean your vote won't make a difference. The constituency of Crewe and Nantwich was a safe seat for over 25 years until 2008. If one just gives up, change will never happen, and it's important to challenge the status quo.
Your local MPs can help fight important issues for you. Voting for them can help them keep their jobs and continue their positive work in your community.
The more people vote, the more representative Parliament will be of ordinary British people. A representative government is important in order to create laws that represent the views of the people.
It only takes a few minutes and it's really easy. You can register to vote from the age of 16 and then, when the general election arrives, just follow the instructions on the polling card you get in the post. Register to vote now at www.gov.uk/register to vote.
That was The Big V, only on Blast.